We've been around each other for a long, long time. We all feel like a family, and no one's above the other. We all speak with each other. There's problems that come up or arise. We're comfortable in speaking with it. The tightness of the team feel like that because we've been around so long together.
I'm Nicksick, coach here at Extreme Couture Mixed Martial Arts. We have our first title defense coming up January 22nd, Francis Ngannou versus Ciryl Gane. Your hardest fight in your career, especially when you're at the championship level, is your first title defense. It's hard to get there, but it's the hardest to stay there. People invest so much in getting there, and once they get there, they kind of let their guard down, or they lose track of what got them there. It's like you've reached this apex, and all of a sudden you've made it, you've arrived. And that was the thing that I loved the most about after beating Stipe, after Francis beat Stipe, that Francis and I talked about, like, it was funny, it was like, okay, well, what's next? Like, what's our next goal? It wasn't a mindset of we've arrived, we've made it, and that's it, let your guard down. It's like, okay, what's our next challenge? I met Francis, he moved out to Vegas, I believe, the camp of Stipe won. Very, very quiet. He came to the gym and didn't speak to a lot of people. There was a language barrier, all those things, but I'm kind of a fun-loving guy as it is. I'm a hugger, I'm a high-fiver, and Francis always kind of laughed at that. He's like, man, the first day I met you, you're hugging me and high-fiving me. And he goes, from my culture, we're just not really like that. But he goes, then I started to see that you're like that with everybody, and I started to understand your personality and vice versa.
Let's get Dewey off his body. We've been around each other for a long, long time. I've been around Coach Dewey for almost 10 years now, so it's just natural. We all feel like a family, and no one's above the other. We all speak with each other. There's problems that come up or arise. We're comfortable in speaking with it.
It's gonna suck. This shot's gonna hurt way more. Normally, guys, I got on 2 body pads. One, I'm gonna get punished today.
But moreover, I think it just makes the tightness of the team feel like that because we've been around so long together.
Yeah. 2, 3. She's been jacking me 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
The challenges I think that now that you have is the fact that he knows Ciryl Gane, he knows his camps. There's a little bit more of a backstory, I think, with this one. Rather in the Stipe fight, obviously, Francis had fought Stipe before, it didn't go his way. So there's kind of some similarities as far as like the backstories goes, but stylistically, they're very completely different fighters to me. Well, Francis is obviously the biggest power puncher that we've seen in the heavyweight division ever, right? And I think Gane is probably the most efficient that we've seen, right? He's able to utilize his movement. Gane is very good in the regards of, you don't really haven't seen him get hit clean, whereas I think Francis likes to kind of close guys off and put them in a phone booth, if you will, and incite a brawl, because he understands how good his chin is, and he knows that he doesn't have to hit you flush. He just has to touch you and graze somebody, and he's done it before and put him to sleep. So I don't think you really need to go out there and try to find the perfect shot. I think you need to place your punches and put them in a position where you can just hit the guy, and put him to sleep when you find him. So that can happen in round 1, it can happen in round 2, it can happen in round 5. I really feel that he holds a country on his shoulders. And I think when I heard him speak about the first loss to Stipe, how he felt that he let his countrymen down by coming back home empty-handed. He didn't have this belt. He was scared. He felt like he, let everyone down around him. And then when he got home and the reception that he received was only positive, that they loved him no matter what. Win, lose, or draw, he made a country feel like they can achieve the impossible. And I think once he realized that no matter what, he was loved by his countrymen, that he was gonna be unstoppable. So I think that having that feeling, knowing that he wanted to bring that belt home, not only for his countrymen, for his mom, you know, for himself, for everybody else, it almost allowed him to be free and go and fight without the pressure and just go have fun. Markel Martin had talked to me about working with Francis. It was for the Cain Velasquez fight. I obviously was working with Kevin Lee, and there was a commonality between myself and Markel. And you know, I told Markel that I think that Francis and I needed more time to grow organically. I didn't want to just jump in and all of a sudden say like, oh, I'm coaching you. It was a very much a feeling out process for him and I both, and I think it worked out better in that regard. So it was Junior Dos Santos' fight. I was going out there to Minnesota anyway. He said, hey man, I'd like you to be in my corner. And it was just a great opportunity, I think, for him to understand what I was about, what he was about, and it just really worked. And then our relationship began to blossom during the pandemic. It was really just kind of him and I. Once the pandemic hit, the gym was closed, everything was closed, the world was shut down. But I had a key to the gym and we had a fight, and we were pretty much done with camp, and the only way for us to stay in shape or stay focused on the fight was to come in and work. And that really helped us, I think, grow as coach fighter. But moreover, he became part of my family. You know, he came home, came over for dinner. He got close with my kids and everything else. And I think that is where the bond begins, moreover than anything, is outside of the cage.
So shout out to all my buddy, Northsea boy.
Those functions, being around one another and understanding what our intentions are, and you know, the person, the human being that we are. So that's to me where I really enjoy my relationship with Francis, was obviously, you know, taking light out of the pandemic, looking at the positives of a negative situation, and I got a really good friend out of it. When you get into a fight, when it's 2-2 going into round 5 and you need the last round, I can draw on his life. I can draw on his reasons why he's doing these things, because I've heard it, I've been there. And it's not just somebody saying something to try to draw it out of you. I'm saying it through experience now. I'm saying it because we know each other very well. And it's not just somebody looking across from you that you don't trust. If there's anybody in the world that I think that he trusts now, it's myself, Coach Dewey, and Markel. So that small group that's around him, he believes in what we're telling him. I think it's important for Francis to remember that he's changed a lot of people's lives for the positives, myself included, that no matter what happens on January 22nd, like, we're all proud of him. I think just go in and be himself and have fun, fight loose, go in there and do your job, because we know what can happen once he touches somebody's chin, so it's gonna be a wrap.
Thank you, Bob. It was great. You still love me?
I feel good.
He gets to that point, sometimes he'll look at me and I'm like, oh, this dude's gonna kill my so.